Alright, let's talk about Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater number 3. This is from Tom Scioli and IDW Comics. Tom Scioli, if you don't know who that is, I hope I'm not butchering his name, but he's been doing comics for a while now, and I discovered him with the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. I think it was 2014. It was the best of those kinds of crossovers I've ever seen. Really introduced me to his style, his frenetic style of almost feverish style of storytelling, like a kid furiously drawing ideas in their notepad or in their binder quickly before those ideas flitter away. Lots of inventive, creative stuff there. He did American Barbarian. I recommend that. Satan's Soldier, that's awesome. He did a GoBots miniseries as well. He did an I Am Stan book about the life of Stan Lee, but also before that, he did a Jack Kirby book as well, which was amazing. It was really good stuff. And he's a very, very big fan of Jack Kirby. I know Rob Liefeld is a big fan. He wrote a foreword for a collection of the American Barbarian series. That was great. Here he's taking on Godzilla, and it's very classic-looking Godzilla. Also, he's mashing it up with the Great Gatsby and everything. And all of the characters of that time that are public domain. Sherlock Holmes is in it and stuff like that, and this one features a whole bunch of universal monsters. So basically, the Great Gatsby is fighting Godzilla, and amasses a team of guys. There's a mysterious time traveler who's basically a cyborg as well, and may or may not be H.G. Wells. But anyways. In this issue, this is issue 3. In the last issue, issue 2, they had teamed up with Dracula, and then Dracula turned against them. No shock. Actually bit and killed Sherlock Holmes. So now Sherlock Holmes is a vampire, and used his mesmerizing powers on Godzilla. And so that's where we pick up here. This has all the different Universal monsters. Here you see, monsters that became popular through Universal, but it's a Wolfman and a mummy and a Frankenstein monster. You see Dracula there overhead, and I love the way this begins with the mummy breaks out of his tomb, and they're like, the curse of Pharaoh Utma says that whomever disturbs his tomb will be pursued to death and beyond. And since the tomb was stepped on by Godzilla and awakened the mummy, they're like, he walks right past us. And it's like, of course, we didn't disturb the tomb. And it's like, they're going to, now he's going to go to Godzilla, right? So what's going to happen there? Like, the mummy is pursuing Godzilla. Godzilla invades Transylvania, and there's all these werewolves confronting him. That's pretty awesome. Here's Sherlock Holmes as a vampire, and you see he has no reflection and everything, and he turns on everyone. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. All the different Universal monsters are here. Now, something big happens partway through this comic, and I'll give it away here because I think this is a big selling point. So they go to Transylvania, and they have Dracula's castle here, and they encounter Frankenstein's monster. That's cool. Here, I don't know what this is referencing, if it's referencing Castlevania, but here's Dracula's castle with Great Gatsby going through all the different chambers, and you follow him through till he's trying to find Dracula, and they do encounter a vampire, but it's Sherlock Holmes, so they have to confront Sherlock Holmes. And Dracula has a sort of a whirly-bird vehicle here. That's neat. They won't make figures on this, but they should. And at a certain point, Godzilla has this ring that can grow things, and so he grows the mummy. The mummy wants to confront Godzilla because Godzilla disturbed his tomb. So then they have this whole Mummy versus Godzilla fight. It's pretty awesome, where they're both the same size and they're fighting. it's pretty cool. And then he grows the Wolfman, and the Wolfman has a big tussle with Dracula. I mean, with Godzilla. Dun dun dun. So all these different Universal monsters are fighting Godzilla. Here's Godzilla facing off against a giant Frankenstein monster, which happened in Toho. The Mummy and the Wolfman. So there you go. They're all gonna tussle here. You see like Frankenstein's monster fighting Godzilla right there. That's cool. But wait, there's more. And then Dracula decides to join the fray, and he's this like pumped up Mumra-looking Dracula, and so they all fight. They all fight Godzilla. Godzilla can handle like all the Universal monsters at the same time, right? That's pretty cool. And then, of course, the Great Gatsby grows, and he's now truly the Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby here is sort of re-envisioned as a superhero-ish type of adventure character with like G's on him and stuff for Gatsby. And anyways, so they're all gonna fight, and it's like Godzilla versus the Great Gatsby. Here you go, and then they're gonna tussle. That's cool stuff. Here's Godzilla just beating the crap out of Dracula. He's just like flinging him around by his cape. He flings him into space, and in space, Dracula encounters the sun, and you know what the sun does to Dracula. This is all awesome. And this is the kind of thing I really like Tom Scioli for. You might look at this art and cringe. Tom Scioli can draw anything, but he chooses to draw in this sort of style. Here's Godzilla taking on Battleship Potemkin. And the Odessa steps and everything. He chooses to draw in this style that's very, it's what I would have, the kind of comics I would have like feverishly like drawn in my notepad in like an hour-long class that I didn't care about. And the thing is that like, you know, and this is the last issue, so I showed you all the big stuff, but really you need to buy this. Look, I think this is an incredible story. I look forward to anything else Tom Scioli does. You should really be a follower of Tom Scioli. He's got some incredible stuff in his body of work, and it's like this. If you're put off by anything here, then maybe don't. But like, it's worth the trip. All of his stuff has that creative, inventive stuff of like, you know, an 11-year-old saying, "What if, you know, like Godzilla fought like Dracula," and all that stuff, right? It's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater number 3 and the entire series. I'm sure they'll do like a trade paperback. I'll probably even get that and double dip. So yeah, if you like what you saw, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And till next time, take care.